Welcome into Cooking with Margie. I'm Eric Stafford. This is Margie Mansure, and we are here today with another great recipe because everybody demanded it. We got to be back. We got to come back.
We are back.
We took some time off.
And it is, our gardens are growing now. And one of the first things that comes out of a garden are greens. Because if you think about the way a plant grows, it grows its leaves first. And
that's true.
Yeah. Then it might grow a flower, and some vegetables are flowers, or whatever part, the fruit, the tomato is the fruit, so whatever part we might eat, that comes a little bit later.
Yeah, but that don't look like flowers. What's that?
Well, you might have seen this. This used to be used on restaurant dishes as a garnish, kale.
Oh, kale. So it's just sometimes they use it just to take up room on the plate?
Sometimes they do to make it look pretty. It's got that nice little edge.
Oh yeah, I think I have seen it now that I think it mainly at like bigger things, it seemed like. If they had like the whole pig sitting out there or something.
Yeah, right, at a buffet or something. They might decorate with it. So, but no, kale is extremely nutritious and quite edible, quite good. So we're going to cook up, we're going to roast potatoes with kale in a tahini sauce.
And what's a tahini sauce? Because I've never heard of that.
Well, tahini is sort of like peanut butter, but it's sesame seeds. It's ground up sesame seeds.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it looks a lot like peanut butter, and has a really, really great flavor. So, all right, I've got some potatoes in the oven.
Okay.
So what I did was I took some red potatoes. A waxy potato is nice because it kind of holds its shape. I cut them up into about 3/4 inch little cubes, and have them roasted in the oven. So they are almost ready. So what I'm going to do now is put this kale on top of my potatoes, and it will not need to roast for long at all. Right?
Oh, okay.
So let's see. Yep, that's looking good. Looking good.
That is looking good.
So some people would say, just stop here.
The lazy cooks would say, stop here.
We'll just eat those potatoes. Actually, I have a few more over here too. So this is about two pounds of potatoes, and this is interesting because I had this dark pan, and the potatoes got much browner on the dark pan than they did just this is a aluminum pan that's silver. So if you want your potatoes to get nicely browned like that, try having a dark pan.
I like having the two pans because then it's got a little variation in color there. It's got some.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, something different.
So those potatoes. Yeah, they would be good right now, just as they are. But yeah, 2 pounds of potatoes. I used 1/3 cup of olive oil. Just kind of tossed them, and then used a little salt and pepper, which you wouldn't have to do that. But salt just kind of brings out that flavor, that good flavor. Okay, so now I have 12 ounces of kale, and I have just kind of coarsely chopped that. And so the kale has some really thick stems.
Yeah, it's like a stalk in the middle of it or something.
It really does. So I just cut those all out.
Okay.
So you can see like this one.
Yeah.
That's a big stem.
Yeah, it's a big stem, and it's really hard. So I guess you'd have to cook it down a while.
You really do. I mean, it is edible, but for this recipe, I'd prefer not to have it in my recipe. So I'm just going to put this on top of here. I'm going to put that back in that 450 degrees oven for about 5 minutes is all.
Oh, okay.
And then that's going to wilt down. So it will not take long. So now, while that's going on, I'm going to have you help me with the tahini sauce. How's that sound?
Yeah. The first time I ever met a tahini, and I'm already turning it into sauce.
How about that?
How about that?
You never know what you might do in life.
No, you never know what's going to happen.
So we're going to start with 2 cloves of garlic. You can 2 to 3. So I'm gonna smash that. So that makes it easier to peel doing it like that. So you want to pop that in there. If you had, these are large cloves of garlic, so if they were smaller, then I'd probably go for 3. Or you might just like a lot of garlic.
Yeah, in my house we like a lot of garlic, so.
Yeah, so you can put however much you want.
Kicking it in there.
All right. So go ahead and process that. So that'll sort of chop it up for us, so we can be lazy. That's so easy.
You know, that's a little finer. Is that better?
Okay, yeah, that's good. So
right.
now we're going to put 1/3 cup of this tahini.
Okay.
So we've already got that measured out.
Okay.
Again, all that is the ground sesame seeds. This doesn't even have any salt or anything in it.
And it does look like peanut butter. It really does.
It's a really high protein food, just like peanut butter. 2 tablespoons has 7 grams of protein, which is about the same as an ounce of meat.
Oh, okay.
So that's good. It's going to make our dish more filling.
Where does tahini sauce come from? Is it like?
I'm thinking it might be, it's used in hummus.
Oh, okay. So is it like?
Maybe Mediterranean is certainly, I guess, a hummus thing is Mediterranean. Yeah. So that is just a guess.
That's just a guess. You know as much as I do, or more. So I'm guessing as well.
An educated guess, we'll say.
Educated guess.
All right. So then to that you can add a teaspoon of cumin.
Okay.
I'm going to start juicing these lemons because we need a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And you could use just if you didn't have fresh lemons and you had some in the fridge, in the container, you could use that. But I think the fresh lemon juice always tastes a little bit better if you have that.
Okay.
Okay, how about 2 tablespoons of water? I've already got that measured out here because it's going to be a little thick.
It looked like there was nothing there.
So that's why it's very clear. Okay, so that looks like right at a 1/4 cup of lemon juice.
Okay.
So the only thing left for this is a little salt and pepper. Maybe like a half a teaspoon of each would be good in that. And of course that's to taste.
Okay. I was going to do my little
Paul
Prudhomme thing.
Yeah, you know how chefs are. They always do that. They don't. Oh, it looks about right.
That's
it's
it
perfect.
right there. Let me put it in the measuring cup.
See what my
Then we need
Kale
pepper
like.
the same.
Right, a half a teaspoon pepper. I'm going to go and turn off my oven and just let it sit here so it can keep wilting. My kale is wilting in the heat. You could really do this with any type of green. If you had collard greens, you could do the same thing. To me, a kale is very similar to collards as far as how long it takes to cook. It's a pretty hardy green.
Yeah, it does take a little bit.
You could do it with spinach as well. That would be really good.
That'd be quick.
So that's it. So
we're ready to mix it up?
Mix her up.
I got the thing. Okay. Make sure the thing's on.
Oh, that's a working.
It's a working. Oh, I see part of the spatula. Sometimes you have to check for part of the spatula.
I was wondering what that. I thought I saw something red in there.
Yeah, little extra spatula action there.
I'm glad that you noticed that before we ground it into the sauce.
Yeah, before it got into a paste.
Although
that's the stuff that happens.
This
is what happens to you.
We're talking about with those Teflon coated anything, it always comes off, and we pretty much wind up with it in our bodies. So.
Yeah, we were talking about like Teflon coating, how you. It's all gone, but no, you ate it.
So I guess it could happen with anything.
It can happen with anything. So
you feel like it's pretty well ground up?
I don't think it's getting more. I mean, we can let it ride.
A little bit. Okay.
We'll let it ride.
Let it go.
I was pulsing.
This is a really nice sauce. I've made one similar to this and just put it on raw kale to have as a salad.
Oh, okay.
You know, again, just chopping it up pretty small. And yeah, even with the raw kale, it's really nice. But what I like about this recipe is if you're new to eating kale, it's kind of diluted. Not that it has a bad flavor, but it's stronger
It's
than
an
some of the
acquired
greens.
taste. It has a little stronger green flavor. But that's like mustard greens are almost, they'll just about burn you. I mean, they're hot feeling, you know, when you eat them.
That's true. They are. You could do this with mustard greens.
Yeah. Are we good with this?
I think I think we're good. All right, so let's see.
We pulverized it.
See what this guy looks like.
Okay. Oh, it's steaming.
Steam my glasses.
That's what always happens
goodness.
when you're cooking.
Always. Okay. It's pretty hot, so put that
Sometimes you
under
just open
there.
the oven and it'll steam your glasses.
So yeah, now we can just sort of toss that
does
around.
look good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just cooked a little. So you're going to get a lot of nutrition from that.
Yeah.
It has a lot of vitamin K, which is not good if you're on a blood thinner, but it is a really good vitamin. It's good for your bones. Also, magnesium. The kale is high in that, which kind of helps your sugar get into your cells and keeps your blood glucose normal. Helps with that. All right, so now all we need to do is toss in some our sauce.
Some dressing.
Yeah,
or
so
whatever.
we'll just dress it up.
We'll dress it up.
All right, so I'm gonna get a little plate so you can be my taster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Tasting
I know
away.
you like that roll.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, I'd have to say.
Okay,
Okay.
now toss it in.
Toss it in.
Does that look like a pretty good consistency there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That should just adhere to it really well.
Yeah. It'll.
You could have this cold. You could either heat it hot or cold, kind of like a potato salad.
Yeah, like a cold potato salad.
Exactly.
I'm getting every bit of this out here because I want the goodness. I don't want to taste the kale. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're pretty tough.
I am pretty tough. I'll be all right.
I really tested you as far as what you were willing to try.
No, not really. We haven't gone for the calamari yet. So
No, I don't think we're going to do any. No calamari.
No calamari, no escargot.
No beef heart.
I might try beef heart.
You might?
I might try that.
Okay.
I'm not offended. Chicken feet. I'll go chicken feet. Used to eat pig's feet when I was a kid.
Really? Did they pickle them?
Yeah, pickled pig's feet.
Wow. I could just never bring myself to try that.
I was a little kid. My parents just thought it was hilarious. So
That you liked them?
he was eating that pickled pig's feet.
Well, you know, if you start out with eating something when you're young, usually you'll
You'll keep doing it.
you'll keep eating it, right? That's why it's really good to give kids a variety of foods.
Well, I moved on to the rest of the pig, but
We started at the feet.
I started at the foot and then I went up.
Yeah, you got to admit,
Pig knuckles.
pig's pretty good. That looks nice, doesn't
That
it?
does look good.
So with the red potatoes, that gives it the red and the green.
Yeah.
So you like Parmesan cheese, right?
Yes, I love Parmesan cheese.
Okay, so I'm just going to grate a little bit of Parmesan to put on that, or to top that with.
So she's going with the real deal. I'm like
The
shaker
real
man.
deal.
I'm shaker man. I just like to have the.
Yeah, whichever kind you like or can afford. But it does last a long time. This is a little bit stronger, and it lasts a good while.
I'd like to make some Alfredo with that.
All right, what do you think?
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Looks good.
Pretty good looking for
pretty
humble
good looking.
Kale.
Yeah, I don't have to take a mask down or anything.
Isn't that nice?
Isn't it nice?
Since we've been vaccinated.
We've been vaccinated, and I'm happy.
It's so exciting.
So here we go.
We're actually starting to go to outdoor gatherings and be around people, and so you could take something like this with you.
Oh yeah, that's great. Because it really, I mean, honestly, you don't taste the kale.
Yeah, with the potato and the everything we added.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the flavor is, but it's almost, I mean, not necessarily the sunflowers, but it's got a little heat from the cumin. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's the cumin is what I'm thinking.
And it has a good bit of lemon juice.
Yeah, the lemon. Maybe that's it, the acidic part of it.
So the lemon always, if you've got a green that it has a tendency to be a little bit bitter, you can. That's why people use vinegar, I guess. The acid tends to cut that.
Yeah, it's really good. That'd be great to take to a party or something, like a summer cookout or something. I think that'd be really good.
And you could explain to people what tahini is.
No, you just say, here's this, and where's the beer?
This is what I brought.
That's what I brought. Now where's the beer? So, okay. So it's really good.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you like it, Eric. And maybe you'll make it at home. And I hope you all try our recipe as well.